Man.
I don't that you...
It's funny. It's only a year ago. I feel it's like yesterday at the same time. What he just said, I did not remember.
Yeah.
So.
But on a personal level, though, like walking around the office and talking to staff,
that I suck still.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, no, I still suck at.
Because I know we set up a lot of improvements in collaboration and with the pods and the marbles.
Yeah.
And the weekly marbles meeting with all the pod leaders.
Yeah.
But on an individual basis, not so much.
It's funny because it's a year ago and I still work on that.
Yeah, I saw you the other day doing it.
See, I still work on it because
on January 2nd.
The thing is I don't have a very good poker face, right? So when I don't feel like it, I don't want to fake and walk in the office and then spray my feelings, and that's why I end up staying in my office and keep working on things that no one looks at me. But that doesn't mean I'm right. But I'm trying to find out. And you know the funny thing is, I'm trying to find the solution. But whenever I'm not in the mood to do that, and someone passed by to talk to me, I end up feeling better after. So really, I don't want to do it to not spray my mood. At the same time, that's talking with the other people that actually help me with my mood.
So you don't want to initiate it, so you won't walk down the hall here or down the space and start talking to somebody. But if they come to you, then you love it.
Yeah. Like every morning, I always have one or two guys that come, and we end up going on a very interesting conversation. And after that, if I wasn't in a good mood, I completely forgot about it. So really, that's kind of my cure. But then I don't want to do it. It has to be imposed to me. So it's a bit strange, but I'm still working on it.
But what's the goal of doing that? To get to know the staff better?
That, proximity, connection. It's not and I don't want to do it if I feel that it's forced. I want it to be natural. And I'm not from a personality that is easy for, like not like you or the guy we knew. But yeah, coming from an introvert personality, it's a challenge every time. Like,
what happens when two introverts try to have a conversation?
That could be a joke, actually. Actually, ask the question again. Ask the question again.
So what happens when two introverts try to have a conversation? That's what happens. Not much. No, that's not a laughing matter, though. That's not a joke.
But
No, but it is like, so if you have an introvert walking in the office and trying to strike up conversations with, a lot of the people here are introverts, right? Let's just call it out. A lot of people are.
Yeah, it's the environment. It's the nature of the business. Yeah.
Some aren't. Like,
for those who are, though, like conversation can be like you there, he or she pass by you, you're like, how's it going? Good. And then how's your dad's going or whatever? Great. And you see that you're disturbing the person a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's always funny, but at the same time it helps. I think it helps everyone when you do that. It helps to break the ice a little bit, feel better. Some people also are intimidated.
Yeah.
So that helps. Going on activities, social activities with the staff helps a lot, which I'm not very good at.
I was going to say, did you go on any social activities with the staff in 2019?
Yeah.
Which one?
The barbecue.
No, other than the barbecue at your house. You kind of had to be there. I went to a few.
Yeah, I know. And there's the bowling and the axe throwing that's coming in.
Yeah. The axe throwing you're going to go to, I hope.
I'm
something up your alley, weapons, throwing things.
Fair enough.
You should go to
throwing
that one.
things, like he makes me look like a guy that throws shit in the office.
No, but you're into guns and, so...
Let's say that, well, my problem with me is my sleep is something that no one can touch.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm supposed to be in the bed by 9 and the activity is, start at 7 or 8 and finishes at 11,
yeah,
I'm signing out. It's not for me. Because the price that I'm going to have to pay the next day is going to be worse than not having this connection with the staff, that in reality it's an activity for them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying when the price is not too high for me. Like for my sleep.
For your sleep
and the next
your
day.
Insomnia issues and stuff.
Yeah. So yesterday night I went to the bed.
You don't
late.
go to bed at 9, do you? Or is that an example? You don't actually go to bed at 9 at night. 9? Go to bed at 9?
Well, generally 8:30, 8:45, but 9 is my max. Like yesterday I got home.
I'm just getting warmed up at 8:30, man.
I know, but I wake up at 4 and you sleep until what? Like 6 or 7?
6, yeah, I get up at 6.
Okay. So, but
unless I have a couple of beers, then I get up at like 7.
Yeah.
Mad and headache and.
Yeah, but you see, like I try to. Well, I try, but it's not really trying at this point. It's 10 months now that I train very early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's also part of the improvement about the mood and living by the example and have, as much as I can, a good energy during the day. So I can only imagine in the past weeks being tired, how much would I have been more tired if I would not have trained in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
But back to staff activities. I think you might have it right, because I feel personally that staff activities are, like you just said, staff activities are for staff. And I feel that if you or I are there, then they might feel that they have to be on,
Yeah,
I don't want to say like be on fake behavior, but it's kind of like, all right, the boss is here, so I'm not gonna do this or that, and it's kind of stiff. But I think maybe it's kind of good maybe to show up just for the first half hour or something, and give everyone a handshake or whatever, and then just go out the back door.
But you see the problem, for example, with the bowling or the axe throwing?
Yeah.
It's a game that you have score.
No, but you don't even participate. You just show up at the beginning.
Yeah.
And as soon as everyone starts, then you're like out of there,
Okay, in that spirit, fair enough. But let's say I play. I want to win. I want to win, and then I get competitive.
Oh yeah, but that's just like
that's the game. I understand, but then if you win all the time, then you end up bothering people. But I remember reading about 10 or 15 years ago something. I think it's the 1 Minute Manager. I'm not sure. Saying that whenever you play something with an employee, you have to let him win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no matter what.
I thought it was the other way around.
That would be nice, actually.
Like, what is that? The Vladimir Putin when he plays hockey?
Oh,
everyone just falls out of his way and he scores like 5-6 goals. I don't know if that was a joke or if it's real.
I remember seeing that video.
Yeah, it's like Vladimir Putin scores 5 goals and a 6-1 win, and you look at the highlights and everyone's like kind of staying away from him, letting him score. Nice bracelet, Matt, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is that squirrel balls?
Did it make models like that for men too, or just? Okay, we're done. Next, we're done picking on Kyler.
Trying to build the deeper connection.
Oh yeah, deeper connection.
With who?
Me, no.
Yeah.
with customers.
Oh.
Visit clients more.
Okay.
Your dues.
Okay, that was I think. Well, anything is an improvement from 2018, because 2018, actually 8 years leading up to it, I've never really got on a plane and visited a client. So I went to a few trips. I went to Pennsylvania. I went to New York. I went to Jersey. I went to Vermont. Trying to look at going to Tampa in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that was that was amazing. I only had one little issue where a client didn't show up to a meeting in New York, and I actually went to New York City. I was in Jersey, and I went to New York City. It was part of the itinerary. We confirmed the meeting and everything like that, and the guy just canceled, and his business partner was anyway, whatever. But it was great. It was great networking. Learned a lot, and I have to keep doing it.
So that was proximity, right? Because I think you said two things. You said proximity and...
I said build deeper connections and visit them more. That was Tony's dues.
So you have to really... So beside the visiting, did you feel that you improve on building deeper connections?
That's a good question. Did I build deeper connections with clients? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes and no. I think the majority of clients don't really want to build a connection with me. So I think that's difficult. I remember, going on the attack. Hey, let's have a call. Let's talk. Let's have lunch or anything like that. And people just don't want. They're just busy.
Because also a lot of people do that. And it's perceived as, or it's expected to lose time, to waste time on...
Yeah, waste time, or I want something.
I want something for you.
I want to upsell you or something like that, yeah.
I'm totally like that.
Yeah.
There's no message, there's no email, there's no phone calls I answer. When it's like that.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. And it's not, I'm sure there's maybe one rare time in a while that it's legitimate, or unless I know the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried lately with someone, said, okay, cool, we're gonna do it. Go on the convo, half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour later, then the rabbit comes out of the hat.
Oh, they try and tell you something, yeah.
I said, okay. No, I felt like a woman that's being spoke about, by a man. I really felt like that. I said, okay, now today I understand women.
Yeah.
So because that's exactly the same thing. That's exactly the same thing. They're gonna play music, make the girl feel good.
Yeah.
Until they try to score. And said, okay, that was your agenda.
Yeah.
That's totally how I felt. He's laughing, but that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Try to prove me the wrong, right?
I don't have to.
That's it. So.
Yeah.
But
there was most of the examples were like that. Most people are like, okay, but what do you want? Because I'm super busy, and I'm like, I just wanted to say hi and whatever. But and I understand, But going there though is different.
Oh yeah.
Going there and just there's so many examples I can give you of amazing conversations I had with people. In the little amount of people that I saw, I didn't see that many, maybe 10 people in all, in the whole year that I physically saw. And it was just amazing. Got, I shared some stuff that might have helped people, and I got a lot of great shares from them, and got to know them. Yeah, it was great. So I guess it's different than the call. The call is like people are, I don't have time for you,
Yeah.
And one guy we've been dealing with for like 7 or 8 years, been a great client. I'm the one that met him originally. And I can't get a call with the guy. And in the end, he kept canceling our appointments. In the end, he just said, look, I got to cancel. What do you want,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just wanted to say hi, see how you doing. He goes, oh, he replies, I'm fine.
But it's true when you think about it, and you put yourself in his position. Even though he knows that your intention is not to sell something, right?
Well, I don't know if he knows that.
Yeah, but let's assume that he knows that you're not going there to sell anything.
Mm-hmm.
he probably still have the feeling that you want to be there, use his time so you can have a better relationship with the person so that can help the business. So it's kind of indirect.
Well, I think I'm tempted to say 100% of the time, and I think it is accurate that 100% of the time we both came away with value. Like I discovered or I heard about something that I didn't know was happening, and I improved it. You know, I was able to come back and improve it, whether it was communication or functionality or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely it gave value on both sides.
That's been not in 2019, but that's been probably one of my biggest ever lesson in business. Is all the good relationships I had in the past that I thought were profound good relationships were only good because of the business. When later on there was no business for those people anymore, or potentially new business not existing, they completely disappeared. Even to a point where there was a guy, I was very close with him, and he would tell me, you know, whenever you want to come in town, call me. I'm gonna take you with your family, you know, you're gonna stay at home. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy is a great friend now. And as soon as the business that they were getting from us started to go down, and I tried to get either help, quick call, things like that, the guy disappeared. I never heard of him ever again. And I have multiple guys like that. Yeah, so building strong relationship, honest, true, and meaningful relationship as business is super rare. And you have a few. You have a few with clients.
Yeah.
So I guess my past experience made me quite apprehensive and on defense, you know. When someone tried to be, that doesn't mean I'm right. And I would love to have that's not true. We have a client that I have a good relationship with. There's at least one that I know of, that I have, and I'm not in touch with clients quite often. Yeah. So, and I believe this one is meaningful. Yeah.
Well, you find a lot of times that you have a lot of things in common if you discover, right? You know, you go have lunch with someone and it turns out that he's into this also. You know? He's into this hobby, that hobby. Everyone's going through the same type of thing, you know?
Exactly.
Married, kids are all around the same age, you know?
Yeah.
That's good.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm going to definitely keep it up. Well, I should actually increase it, you know, at least on a monthly basis is what I've been trying to do. It's not always easy though.
No.
You know?
No.
It's easy to find an excuse not to leave the office. Oh, I can't leave next week because we have a new marketing campaign starting, or I can't leave this week because a project manager's not doing a good job, you know.
And then the week passed by and the assumptions that you had were not true.
Yeah.
Or whenever we're like, oh, I can't leave for a week off because people need me here, need me there. They're gonna figure out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, we're not talking about 4 weeks, but for a week, they're gonna figure out.
5 business days is okay.
That's a thing I really want to do this year, like more time off.
Yeah.
Not like long vacation type of thing, but being able to go off for a few days or a week every 3 months is not unreasonable for the amount of work we're putting in the business. And it's also a way to stay mentally healthy, because when I stay too long, for example, in my office, I don't see the walls anymore. Like everything, I don't have stimulation, and that's been one of my mistakes in 2019, is to stay way too long in the office, way too long, and that's another subject. But that's also why. I feel that people working from home is not, full-time from home, because I did it for 2 years, is dangerous on that aspect as well, because not only you sleep in your bed and in your bedroom, if you work in your bedroom, you're basically spending 22 hours a day in your bedroom.
Yeah, you're a prisoner. You're an inmate.
So that was my case. You know, the first 2 years of that business, I was totally in my bedroom all the time. Very little outside. And that was hard. That was super hard. Mentally, that was hard. I finished my work and it's late at night and I have to go to bed. I just get off my chair, get on the bed. And so yeah, that's a thing I want to do for sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I always heard that that's positive. Every quarter you just zip away. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
2 weeks is a little bit extreme, but a week is like 5 business days is not the end of the world.
No. You know what
But do you stay plugged in though? That's the question.
Yeah.
That is a big issue for me, man. I've been on so many vacations. Like, well, look, I haven't taken a vacation in a long time, but prior to that, I used to go at least once a year, and I always was plugged in. I was on, like, I didn't even miss an email when I'm on vacation, which is a little bit stupid, I think.
It's stupid, but at the same time, if it gives you some mind tranquility or peace of mind that you won't have any, like, that's my problem. It's to come back and have a bunch of surprises that I was not expecting. But if I stay up to date on what's happening, I know I don't have a big BS that's going to come to my plate.
Yeah, I think there's probably an adjustment you can make, like, because what you said doesn't mean you have to look at the 40 or 50 emails you get a day from like account statements and this and that. Like, that should be like probably a do not disturb.
Yeah.
But the exceptions of the do not disturb are like your business partner, your project manager, that type of thing would make sense, So the phone's in the bag on the beach, but you're not surfing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because honestly, if you're still working and you're just on the beach, it's like, how are you going to clear your mind, right?
Exactly. No, totally. It's you can screen quickly, see if there's anything urgent.
Like in the morning.
Yeah.
And at night.
And at night. But if you look, and now you're like social media, and you open one email after another, you're basically trying to find what's going to trigger something in you.
Yeah, you're looking for trouble.
You're really looking for it, and you deserve it.
Yeah.
But if you just screen quickly, that's something I'm getting way better now, because sometime a client's going to reach out to me, and I know the type of email it might be, and I just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of it later. If I open it, then my mind is going to be screwed.
Yeah.
And before, I was just looking at it and I was, what is it? And now I started to speculate in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that. I'm getting a bit better with that. But yeah, for us to just escape a little bit every quarter it's not a biggie.
No. Even if, I'm going to even go on a limb and say, even if it's business related, it's good too, man.
Yeah.
Like if you go and visit a client, like, you go to, I'll use New Jersey as an example, man. I loved my New Jersey trip. Yeah. That was fantastic. I saw 3 or 4 clients over 2 days, and man, that was great.
Just to get out of the office, how weird sometimes I feel if, let's say I have a doctor appointment during the day and I say, okay, I'm going to stay home, I'm going to work from home, and when I go to my appointment, I'm going to go to my appointment. Last time it happens to me a couple months ago, I went to my appointment, I'm driving on the highway at like 11 in the morning, and I felt super weird. It's as if it's not my place here. I always see the highway at 4:30 in the morning or at 7 or 8 at night.
Yeah.
It's 11. Everyone's working. My street is empty. There's no car in driveways.
You start feeling guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel guilty all the time, man. It's crazy. That's a problem. That's really a problem.
And it just feels good too. Yeah. Like I'm not feeling guilty, but it feels good to not be working when normally you work, and just that is already something good for the mind.
Yeah, but you shouldn't feel guilty though.
No, I know.
I have the same problem. Even when I was sick there a few weeks ago, I woke up at 9 a.m. Sun's up. I'm like, oh my God.
I think
Freaked out.
I think my guilt comes from wanting, and justifiably or not, I'm not sure if I'm right about that. It's kind of wanting to live by the example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this old mentality of being the first, being the last in the office type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because this way, I'm like, okay, I'm living by example. I'm also showing the guys that I'm really working hard for everyone, and at the same time, no one can complain anything about me when it comes to how much I work. But I know it's not true, totally true, because I'm working all the time. I'm gonna be working before the bed. I'm gonna be working on tomorrow, Saturday, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have things to do, probably Sunday as well. But this is invisible, you know. No one sees that.
Mm.
But so when I pushed it too much, where I would come in here, let's say the day I don't train at 6:30 and leave at 7:30, 8 at night, I would just get burned. And in the end, for no reason. Because it's not true that during those 12, 13, 14 hours, I would be working nonstop in a very efficient way. You have a couple hours during the day where you're totally slacking, your mind is not following, and passion or not, doesn't matter. When the mind is when your brain is tired, it's tired. So and whenever I leave earlier now, I still feel guilty.
Yeah,
even
I know.
today.
I know.
Like this today.
I see it in your face when you leave, and you see it in my face when I leave.
And I'm like,
bye,
hi
I gotta
guys.
go
I
early.
never say hi to anyone when I leave because I always leave after everyone, so I feel weird. Hi, bye. I have an appointment, like, you know.
But we don't help each other, because when he comes, like, when I go walking into his office to say bye, I'm leaving early, and he does the same thing. We both do the same thing. We go, "Wait, you're leaving already?" As a joke, and it's like, yeah, I got an appointment.
And really, you know, Gary says, stop caring about what other people think of you.
Who?
Gary V.
Gary V. Yeah.
I'm getting really
Guy's
good at
awesome.
this, but that. When I leave, let's say today, I'm probably gonna leave around 4.
4? You're leaving at 4?
Imagine that.
Wow.
I have an appointment at the end of the day, and I'm gonna feel guilty or bad, probably because I'm gonna be subconsciously thinking of people being like, he leaves already, which is probably not true.
By the
neither.
way, no one thinks that in this office.
There you
If
go.
they are not observant enough of their surroundings. Because when you're the first person here, like anyone, you know what I mean? Like, so it's funny hearing that from your perspective, because like the viewpoint from at least I can only share my own opinion, but
well, that's kind of what I ended up realizing in December during the holidays. I was quiet, like my close team was pretty much all off. So I had time to reflect, and I started to leave earlier because of that. And I was like, you know what, that's bullshit. I when I'm not efficient behind my desk, that's my cue that I should just go.
Yeah.
It gives me a drive, reflect, think, and then have good music or podcast. Then if I get home and I want to keep going, I have my nice home office that I can just go, play violin a little bit now, and then open the computer and do my shit. And so I'm starting to feel less guilty about it, but it's anchored pretty deeply.
Yeah, I hear you.
So anyway, that was one of the things that I really want to improve.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that and knowing or figuring out exactly where we're going as a business or personally and all of that.
So this is a do for 2020?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's
yeah.
This is a do. Okay.
This is a do.
Go ahead.
You know, like we all say the same thing about the business as an example, like, okay, grow, scale, increase this, improve that, whatever. That's typical, but that's not very accurate. It's not like grow to N amount of people and this amount of revenue and improve quality of service and this and that. But figure out exactly and accurately that, and then makes all the decision on a daily basis based on, is this helping me to go there?
Mm-hmm.
Because every time that we had to make decision, I mean, we're getting pretty good now, but even in the past, what basically gets in the way of making a decision, a daily decision, has never really been considering that. Always, and now you start speculating. Oh, but he's a great guy. Oh, we should do this. That's going to be nice later. And all based on no facts, you know?
Yeah.
Not based on any goal. Not be like, or you keep a certain, okay, now it comes down to employees again, but you keep a certain person in a position and you're like, yeah, but that person's really nice. But okay, but is that really helping me to achieve that goal in that area of the business? And if the answer is no, and if you can fix it, you have to make a call. You know, so that's a big thing. Like the moving the needle thing, you know, that we were talking the other day. Like any decision should be based on binary. Like, is it helping me or not helping me? Is it helping the business, helping Tony, helping the staff, or not? And no, decide, fix it.
Yeah.
It should be as simple as that. And
yeah, it's funny. It's a simple philosophy, but it would be really effective.
Imagine.
So basically, to sum it up, what you're saying is, let's say one of your goals is to increase revenue.
Yeah.
So what, you have like 3 goals or something like that? Was that what that video was about? You have like 3 goals?
Or areas, but let's say that in one area is your business and some goals are like increase revenue to N, so have N amount of people or whatever.
Okay. So you look at every, and I kind of like that part because in the past, anytime someone would ask me to volunteer for anything, it is impossible for me to say no.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, sure, I can do it. I would get the juices flowing, and then that's great. But when it comes time to actually do the work that you volunteered for, it's like, man, I don't have time for this. What am I doing? And they always come out at the same time, right? You're super busy. All of a sudden you get an email. Hey, remember you said that you were going to do this for us? Well, we need it done by tomorrow. And then, oh, you remember you said you're going to drive this veteran to a hospital appointment? Well, he's got 3 appointments next week. It's like, so I need to learn to say no. And that was that struck me, because basically what you're saying is that you look at every proposition to see, does it move the needle towards my goals?
Exactly.
So will volunteering for this organization move the needle on 1, 2, or 3? No? Well, you know what? Can I send you $100?
Exactly. Exactly.
Who do I make the check out to, right?
Yeah, but
you know, it's got to be like that.
Well, talking about that, a couple of years ago, I basically had on Cruise Control to give, let's say, monthly percentage of my incomes to nonprofits, and I had 2 or 3. But was it moving the needles toward my, financial security or financial improvement and all of that? No, not at all. And not only that, I ended up realizing that I was not helping myself first. Then one day I wake up and like, okay, that's nice, that looks nice, I feel good about it, but what about me? And doesn't help me at all. And that money, if I would have invested, maybe later I would have give more and settle my own situation first. And so it was not moving the needle. And I kind of did the call without knowing that concept about moving the needle. But it's very simple, and it's in so many areas of your life, whether it's relationship, business, or kids, or think about it. Like if your goal is happy life, get married, whatever, kids with your girlfriend, and something happens and you say, okay, what's my option? That's going to be moving the needle in the direction. If you just consider that, it's black and white. It's so black and white that it's also disturbing, because the option that you're going to get is not the most pleasant one, but you're going to have to do it. if you're serious about your goals.
Mm-hmm.
That is the difficult part, and that's why most of people don't do it, and why we were not doing also that, and instead on speculate and assume and try to find ways to not do the difficult call and decision and.
It's as you're talking, it's making me realize that it's kind of very similar to the Brian Tracy.
The 3 things.
3 things, yeah. You know, it's kind of a roundabout way of applying the 3 things, which to me is the biggest thing that impacted my part of the business.
Which is to select 3 areas or 3 things that you should focus on in your business.
Yeah, so you basically list everything you do in your business. So if it's 20, 30 things, and then you say, let's say it's 20.
Yeah.
Of those 20 things, which 3 things brings the most value to my company?
Yeah.
And they'll jump off the page, by the way. You're not going to have to look. You'll know right away. Well, most people will know right away. It's this, this, and that. Delegate those other 17 things and only do those 3 things.
Is it him that was giving the example of if one of your things is to bring the garbage bag to the street, doesn't matter if you do it better than someone else, the garbage bag's still going to be.
Yeah, no, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
He might have said it in another video.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
Yeah.
And because someone's like, but I bring it so well to the street.
Yeah, good for you.
I don't want to delegate it.
No one cares.
But in the end, it's,
No, but the 3 things though was, and I still to this day, I give that advice, and I don't say it's my advice. I say, look,
it's hard.
The Brian Tracy thing. It's it's easy for a couple weeks, but to do it long term.
It's so hard because I'm pretty close to that now. I think maybe 4, 5 that I have. But for me, that did the mistake. But it's a mistake and it's not a mistake. Now, I'm not sure I would change something, but I find it's kind of a mistake in the past to have done so many different things within the company. And basically, I've touched all the positions.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing so many different things that when I ended up hearing about those 3 things, that was like disturbing because I had like 20, 25 things.
Yeah.
And
so you were doing it every single day.
And I was getting down to like 10 or 12. I said, that's impossible. No way. In 100 years, I can do 3. But also because I was enjoying it. It gives me good significance every day. I'm feeling needed. I'm feeling fulfilled. I'm always busy. I'm always doing things. Everyone looks for me. But in the end, does it help the company? Not at all.
Yeah.
It helps the staff because God knows, like I had so many staff members coming to me so I can solve the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big culture here.
Yeah. But now we have good people, so that helps a lot. The past 6 to 9 months, maybe, like the people we started to get, really makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Basically, when I started.
Anything that you want to achieve in 2020? I mean, you want to do in 2020?
Anything I want to do in 2020? Continue meeting clients. So continue getting on a plane and just having coffee, lunch, supper, drink, whatever with clients.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest realization or the biggest thing that I want is I don't want to lose any clients in 2020.
Yeah.
That's my thing now. And I called it out a few times to people.
Define lose.
I don't want a client to say, hey, you know what, I can do better. Let me go and take this solution and screw those guys, They gave me what I needed in the beginning, but now, for whatever reason, I have to leave them, And because as a business owner, we have so much power. We can do anything we want, right? We can credit hours, we can fire people, we can hire people, we can do anything. So I found that the biggest realization that I made is that I haven't been doing whatever it takes to keep clients.
Yeah.
You know? I don't mean if a client's like super rude or you know.
Or if the work is over, like there's no more work.
Yeah, that's it. If there's no more work, then you keep the relationship and everything. But if there's work to do, there should never be a reason for us to lose a client.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Even if the client runs out of money, we got to figure something out. You know,
Yep.
we have payment plans.
We did that in the past, actually. With some, yeah.
That's it. So, but in the thick of things, it's like, okay, whatever. Okay, they're moving on. All right, nice working with you. We'll do the transition, and in the end, that's what might happen. But I need to work harder to call that client and say, what's going to make you stay? Why are you leaving? Are you sure you want to leave? I don't want you to get in trouble or whatever with another company.
I think you just described exactly the conversation I had with my trainer this morning.
Yeah?
He was telling me about losing clients.
You see a trainer?
Yeah, I see a trainer.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You want to see? I see a trainer.
Show me those guns.
I'm even able.
It's Simon and Garfunkel.
I'm starting to be able to do some bouncing.
The Captain and Tennille.
But he's not cheap, but he's not so expensive neither. But for some people, some people really want to train with him. But when they know that one of his juniors is going to be cheaper, they go for the junior option.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that it's staggering for him to see how many clients he do not lose.
Yeah.
Versus how many clients his juniors lose.
Okay.
Clients that he brings, give to a junior, 2, 3 months, 4 months, stopped coming. So what happened with Joe? I don't know, he stopped coming. And you know that I didn't lose one single client this year. And the way also that he makes it possible is because, exactly like you said, the client lose because it's a lot of business owner there, so stop business, lose business, lack revenue, whatever, goes to him and says, I'm sorry, I can't pay you anymore. No worries. No worries. If you want to keep coming, when you're settled, that's fine. And he gave me an example of a woman like this, and 3-4 months later, signed a check for 3-4K, 5K, I forgot the number.
Yeah.
But she kept training there. Because for him, it's like they have to train. If they're going through something difficult in their life, they have to keep training. That's going to help them to get through it.
Yeah.
But this way, he doesn't lose any client.
Yeah.
So when you say like a client doesn't run out of money and we could come up with a payment plan or something,
it's super important, but it's really hard to do, man. It's easy to say.
Yeah.
Easy to say, but it's so hard to do, man. It's really hard because there's emotion involved, there's finances involved, there's resource allocation involved. You have a client that's in that situation. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to work for free, but I'm just saying that if you have a client that's going away for whatever reason, and you've got a waiting list of clients trying to come in, which at certain times we did.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like,
You get
bye, Johnny. Okay, now hey, good news. Your resource has freed up. So it's something that. But when it's slow, it's like, hey, I wish I had Johnny as a client.
Yeah.
But he moved on, right? So
I think Kyler had mentioned a point to treat all clients equally or something like that. You had a point like this? So basically what you just described is not the case, because even if you go for a payment plan and you have another paying right away, like someone that's ready to pay right away, and you're like, it's hard, and then you do it, then obviously they're not treated equally. But at the same time, is this the case when you consider the fact that you're trying to help the other person? Like, because at that point you're not trying to help the one that has the money on the same level.
Well, it's supply and demand, right? So it's economics, the invisible hand of economics, all of that stuff happens, right? So if a guy says, hey, I'm out of here, sorry man, but your services are too expensive, I can't afford it anymore, he's willingly leaving, and I have a waiting list, it's hard for me to to save the guy. Because I'm like, all right, Johnny, like, you give us a call whenever you need us. It's great, nice to meet you and everything. It was great, nice working with you. I mean, and it's difficult.
And then when
sometimes the guy in the waiting list is paying more too. He's gonna even pay more. So you're conflicted, right?
Like, all right.
I think that the answer to that is just to have more resources in here.
Of course.
So you have you don't have a client waiting list, but you have a developer waiting list. So you've got one or two guys that are actually not doing anything, and that's when you say, hey man, you gotta just keep working for Johnny, and I'll work out a payment plan with him.
Yeah.
I just came up with a solution right here, live on the air.
A year.
This is how it happens.
In a year, we're gonna do a do's and don'ts, and we're gonna be double the size, and we're gonna be like, I see,
But this is literally how our decisions happen, man. It's just from talking,
Yeah.
He has an opinion, I have an opinion. When we sit together, that creates a third opinion, which is usually right.
Yep.
That's from I think it's from Anthony Robbins or
isn't
J. Abraham or Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon, I think
is it Napoleon Hill?
I think so.
Yeah, Mastermind.
So.
So you have, you know that one? You have all the individual minds.
I don't. I've never heard that before.
So let's say, for example, you have 5 people in the room.
Yeah.
With 5 different opinions and pasts and everything like that. Well, there's actually a 6th person in the room. Which is the collective, which is the smartest person in the room, right? As long as everyone's collaborating, with a good spirit, it's like, wow. So that's how decisions happen here,
Yeah.
Like imagine 2 business partners that don't talk.
You don't.
Bye.
Yeah.
Because one guy is in one corner making decisions, and the other one's making decisions.
Well, I know 2 partners like that, 2 business partners.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Forget it.
And I don't know how they do it.
Well, it's not a long term. It's not sustainable long term.
No, it's impossible. And one makes calls that the other one's not aware, and then the other one asks permission all the time, but the other one doesn't. Like, it's always complicated like that.
Oh yeah.
It's not healthy.
No.
It's not healthy. And
not
I mean,
either.
There's many things we could talk about that. Okay, I would like to do this or not do this. They're more like minors. I think last year when we did that, it was more like at the macro level, like the big lines. But I did not mention like I want to train regularly and all of that crap. Like to me, it's more like sublines.
Yeah.
But or like content, like we're it's a year already that we're actively creating content.
Oh, wait a second. So when we did our last video in January, in this format, 31st. December 31st?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was actually December 31st?
You said it on the podcast. Oh, we're filming this December 31st.
We did it on New Year's Eve?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
cool.
so, yeah.
That's cool. We were actually obviously doing content.
Yeah, we had just started. That was the first piece of content, really.
Really? Was the 1 hour podcast?
That was the first podcast that we did a year ago.
Wow, that's
so it's
cool.
already a year in.
We've done a lot of content in the past year.
And how many pieces of content you told me that you're publishing? 24 a day?
Almost like 18 to 20 across 7 to 8 platforms.
So we're getting good. It's not easy, but we're getting good, and he's getting good. No, but it's true, because a couple months ago, we were still overthinking what we're gonna post. Let's record this podcast. Let's chop it up and all of that. And then this kind of came up to realization, and he started to use also the devs, get inputs. Then there's the 100 days of tips or something like that.
Yeah, the 100 days. It's going very well. 100 days of code.
Do you have the 100 days already like determined, or are you 30, coming up with it? Oh, you have 30 days?
Well, because I have to work with the like every week I'll work with a dev to get 10 more tips.
So all those tips are from our developers?
Yep.
Online, and then I verify it with the developers and tweak it.
Wow.
So those tips.
I thought you subscribed to a service or something.
No. It is.
That's
it
real.
Is a third
it's
party.
Real.
But then I verify it with our own and some of them.
Oh, you go through it with the developers.
I grab a dev. Hey, do you have 20 minutes? I want to go over these 5 things, and then we just look it over and say, I disagree, and then I'll get our input, because or else it's just you're copywriting, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
we always put a little spin on it, but yeah, it is from other devs collectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And probably that we're gonna reach that 50 or 60 piece of content a day.
That's the goal.
Like during the year.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
At this,
across, right?
Across all platforms. But you see, like when we started a year ago, like on LinkedIn, I think we had like 3,000 followers or so, something like that.
That's still substantial, no?
Yeah.
To start.
Yeah, but after years of job advertisement and being in business in general, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's today that we're gonna reach 8,000.
Oh wow!
Just
We're
on
very
LinkedIn.
close.
Yeah.
We're 50 away.
Yeah, yesterday we were 50 away.
Really?
Yeah. So when you include everything from all platforms, I think we're more close to the 15,000 now. As a business, it's not even personally like, not that I have a lot of followers personally, but I mean, for a business that is not, let's say a product or a direct-to-consumer type of thing, to be in such a small
service,
niche and have 15,000 followers, it's good. It's really good.
So can we make a commitment on the do's and don'ts for content? And because you guys are talking about the collective third person between you guys, right? Who makes all the great business decisions for this business, and we should be recording those sessions to make other people well known of our great decisions that we make.
That's something we don't do. We say we're going to do, but we never do it.
Yeah.
It's hard,
and oftentimes we
it's
talk
hard.
about such private and things too. Like you would have to cut so much.
Yeah.
And if I'm talking against Kyler, like he's gonna have to edit it. Like it's gonna be weird. No, I never do that. But just to clarify, you said you guys sit and come up with all of those calls and decisions. In reality, we don't make so many decisions just on our own. A lot comes from the staff. Like we collect a lot of information from the staff. We have our close group with the pod leaders and those in those meetings a lot of good things are brought up and then decisions are made from it. It's not like maybe one on two times we make a decision on our own, but a lot of the time not about just regular management and things like that, but if we want to do something about the business, have a new offering, a new structure, a new this, a new that, the guys are providing a lot of information and they're helping us a lot. So, but I think on the macro level, that's pretty much good. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, my do's and don'ts and things like that. There's. I'm happy about what we had said in 2019 and where we are, because I'm convinced if we would not even have mentioned it, we would probably not have done anything. Yeah. So that's also been an eye opener and make us move a little bit forward. Well, you see, in the do's, like we were talking about. Last year, I had said to be more close and walk in the office. The thing we were talking about. And although it's not perfect, there was still good improvement. And even as a matter of fact, some staff member told me that that's the things that is appreciated, with you and I, and to be transparent and be able to have those easy, non-judgmental conversation type of thing. And even lately, I heard, from a meeting, being asked like, what would make you leave the company, and that person said nothing. And that feels good inside. Like said, okay, we're doing something right. It's cool. So yeah, I mean, the do's is definitely to improve that proximity and that walk a little bit more and get out my office and go see people a little bit more. Yeah. Acting upon or making decisions about what really moves the needle towards where we want to go, and only where we want to go, and not biased by is it an English term, biased? Bias? No, like it's not getting something in the way that basically is gonna false the judgment or distort.
Oh, bias.
Bias.
Bias, yeah.
So make the call in that direction and only in that direction, and not get anything in the way that could, makes the decision differently. So that's something I really want to be good at. Being, spending less time in my office. Go out for a few days or a week every quarter or so. What?
Said make content.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of content.
He makes a lot of content, and as we grow,
a lot of TikTok.
As we grow, we definitely gonna invest more in that, so we can generate more. And so now there's some guys that on a part-time basis help him, but the goal would have the in-house team, as we do with the devs as well. Like so that he can have 1, 2, 3 people to work with him, and then generate 60, 80, 100 pieces of content a day.
Wow, that's so much.
And we can do it. And at the same time, you know what? It's Gary Vee does 100 pieces of content a day. But he has our company size is his team of content.
Yeah.
Right? So but it's doable, and we have a lot of things to share. So there's that. Am I missing one?
No, you covered it all.
But yeah.
And then Tony's was your dues were continuing to build relationships with your clients, and
actually not continue, do it more, because I haven't done it a lot. I should do it every month, man. I should do it every month.
Yeah.
And a client is a client for life. Like I told that to V, but I said, my new philosophy is to don't lose any clients. She said, no, it's a little bit negative to say don't. I said, well, what about a client is a client for life? That's got to be client retention, man. So
basically
important.
Give so much value for what they pay for that for them they have no other options.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
And when there's a problem, solve it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the big difference with us, I find, and from everything I hear about service business, is that whenever someone is really in trouble, and we jump in, no matter what, contract's not signed, whatever, we go and we help.
Yeah.
And we save the day. I really don't think there's so many companies doing that.
I don't think they can. Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
I remember I had a lunch with an owner of a recruiting firm, and when I told them that we had only full-time people here, not contractual, he was like, "You're crazy. How do you do that? Well, how do you do if the contract's over?" "Well, we find them something else." "But you pay them to do nothing?"
It doesn't happen too often, though.
No, it doesn't happen too often. And if it happens, we have internal projects. They can get on the training. They can do something else.
Yeah. Well, he probably has the association of a guy who's out of work, and he's out of work for 3 months or something, and
So we might, as of today, be about 40 people.
Yeah.
And you see companies that claims to be 300 people, on which there's probably 125 or 150 part-time freelancers outside in the world somewhere. So it's kind of not the reality.
Yeah. They have a company on their LinkedIn page, but
But if we had the few guys that help him with the content and or one guy we know in the US or whatever, okay, we can say we're 45 or we're 50. But that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. My wife helped me too. Am I counting her? Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, that's really personal level. There's some dues too. The gym, diet, and things like that. But
is there anyone or anything you want to thank? Given that this is the kickoff of the year for us.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to be appreciative about, or either people following us, or anything you want to put out there that you want our audiences to know, either appreciation, goal, thank you, whatever, this would be the time to do it, and then sign off.
That's on the spot. I didn't have the time to think about that one. I'm sure there would be so many, but one thing that makes me feel good here is when everyone gets together to solve a problem for a client, although most of them were not working for that client. And I think a couple months ago we shared a picture on LinkedIn about it, a bunch of guys around another one, and really it's been natural. One came in, the other one came in, the other one came in, the other one came in, and we're all looking at that problem and solve it in no time. And I felt so good about it. It really made me feel super good about it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I appreciate the people that, go the extra mile here, like the employees that, aren't just punching the clock, and, they have a genuine care for the company's success, because look, we're all in this together, right? Yeah, sure. Most of the people in this building can get a job, in a week or two if they lose their job, but they really genuinely want to see us succeed, see the company succeed, and that's always so refreshing. Like whenever I hear that from someone, whether it's through a third party or I overhear someone or I just have knowledge of it, I'm like, wow, that's so nice, So I appreciate that.
It's not exactly the question you asked, but for all the peoples that feels that whether we share content because we have an agenda or we're good with the staff because we only do this for retention, or we act as we're transparent and easy to talk to and all of that, again for retention, or I wish all of those people would be able to read our mind that actually we really don't have any agenda with that. We do it because we like to do it. We do it because we want to contribute to the community, like the content. We host that PHP event pretty much every month now. Not because we want to hire those guys. It's always the same guys, and they're all booked. They're all working somewhere. So it's not the purpose, but we feel that as being SimplyPHP, we have a lot to bring on the table if we want to contribute. There's no agenda there. And same thing with the staff here. I wish people would be able to read our minds. And see.
Not all the time, though.
True.
Yeah. And a message to all of our followers out there. I would say, interact more.
Oh yeah.
Like, comment, get a little controversial. If you don't like something, you can say it.
That's
as long as you're polite. There was a guy the other day who was like so impolite. I don't mean that. But yeah, it's kind of cool to interact as well.
And you see other perspectives.
Yeah, give your opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, in a constructive way, obviously. But that would be that. Honestly, that's what I would love from our followers.
Yeah.
More
interaction.
15,000. 15,000. There's so little comments and stuff. And it would be cool.
I think people are shy, but that would be so cool.
Yeah.